And we are here back. Episode 88 of the You Good podcast. This is your host. I'm trying to build tension.
Maracuya.
I should have been dressed as a passion fruit. That means passion fruit for those that are not from the native island of Peru. No, I don't know where that's from. My co-host Boogyjess is here on my right.
Hey.
Also in the studio, my godson. He's very well behaved for the first 5 minutes. We'll see where this goes. my compadre is also in the room. He's gonna go get some Coco Loco,
Coco Loco.
and he's gonna go with that one Indian dude that looks frightened and just does all the drinks as fast as possible. Yeah, I remember that nigga. Yo. That nigga looked like he got. He doesn't look brave. Like, he looked like he got
the
scared.
pimple face guys. You guys
Yeah,
said?
I think it's him. First of all, that's mean.
That's what you guys said.
No. I just agreed to what he said. It's fucked up. Yeah, he looked
Maybe
up
it
like,
was his first day on the job.
nah, he didn't look too confident, but he did it well. And then there was a line, so he had to rewatch the same shit. That's fucked up. That's a very tough pressure
Yeah.
job. Yeah, that's a pressure job, yo. Damn, I just had to do this. What if there's allergies, cross contamination? A lot of things could happen there. No, they use the same one, and they don't have hot water there.
Anyway, can we get back to the podcast?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh,
and
mango slush with
ma-
aloe vera, thanks.
oh lit. And here's my co-host, 1,000 miles away from me. She's a.
I'm like, am I still too far? I moved over a little bit.
Yeah,
Am I
that's
in
cool.
frame? Okay.
Like this way. Hi, hello. Am I in frame? Live. Yeah, my son's being held by the woman of my life. Second one, my mom's number one. You know, she brought me to this earth. I think she deserves the first spot. And my wife's also holding it as well. How are you feeling? How are you doing? Talking to you, Miss Jess. Congratulations! I've heard you aced all your tests, including
I didn't have any exams.
including the HIV. Huh?
HIV.
I heard you passed. You came out
already
positive.
know, fine.
Damn. And how was your Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there?
Valentine's Day's tomorrow.
Shout out to Roni.
Oh.
I don't know what I can get. Baby, what do you want? Anything? Oh, iced coffee, man, if it's possible.
Gotta go to Dunkin' all the way down. Make a round trip. You
Oh no, you know what? You know what we do need? Give us some oat milk, man. Give him a grocery list. Comes back with 5 bags. Yo, appreciate the offer. No, I don't know, man. I'm the worst. See, this is why I can't be put to the chair. I can't have a last
Well,
meal.
he said iced coffee, so just get him an iced coffee.
Yeah, it's far.
No, it's not. It's right there in the corner.
Nah, but think about it. That's 2 steps to go to Coco Loco, and then 5 steps to go to Duck.
Long Island. Hurry up.
Nah, it's pretty packed there. But yeah, how was it? How you doing? How you feeling?
Anyway, I finished classes.
Jesus Christ. Maracuya. Damon's like, shut up.
Just leave already. You don't live here.
He was about to say, yo, Jess with my keys. Again with my keys. One of the top 5 arguments we have at home.
Yeah.
I've almost gotten in a fight because of that.
I
Wait.
mean, you should just buy something for the keys and hang it, or a little table.
Oh, yeah, we do. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that we used to hang the lights.
Uh-huh.
We hang our keys.
Oh yeah, or you just get a little plate and just put it there.
I'm going to get one of those.
Like I was saying, I finished classes. My
Proud of you.
presentation was today. I let her keep the artwork. She actually liked the artwork.
Yeah, I
that
saw a little
made.
glimpse of it. That was it, right?
Yeah,
Fucking love it.
thanks. I was like,
It actually looked way more articulate than I thought it would be. Because I thought it would be just one flat panel. But you made it more interactive. See, now my eyes are moving instead of paying attention to
Oh.
one direction.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, shit, this is actually
I
a
was
little bit more better.
It was hard. I was trying to make it seem like, the chick was going somewhere, like there was
Yeah.
a path. I was gonna do buildings at one point, but I told people like I was too lazy to make buildings, so I based it on Central Park.
I didn't want to put rectangles.
Yes.
It's
It's
just funny
tricky.
as fuck. No, that's
Yeah.
true.
So I did that. I'm pretty sure I aced it. There's nothing left for me to do for her. That's
I did
it.
that shit.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm
need to
done.
fuck no thing. I did it right.
I just need my grade. I better get an A.
That's the anxiousness that I don't miss about school. It's like when that one professor's waiting to post a grade, or when you're like, damn, I missed a lap, but I did good. You know.
But you see, I know that I did every single shit that she wanted, so I better at least get an A plus.
Perfect score is the minimum I deserve.
And I found out that she does this whole well, first of all, I didn't know that.
OnlyFans?
That
Fans only?
freaking LaGuardia had like
Oh.
a paper magazine type of thing.
Oh, schools still do that? Like the school
Yeah,
paper?
apparently.
That's
But now
adorable.
it's gonna be like only an online thing, and she's in charge of it. And she was offering
So
us.
it's a vlog.
Yeah, basically, right?
Yeah,
So
it'll be a
she
vlog.
was offering us like to try the internship that she's doing, where people, I guess, help her do the programming and stuff like that.
Oh, that's hot.
And submitting, people could submit like their poems, anything, blah, 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 like, whatever they want, right?
Oh, I'm gonna
Artistic.
send you one on the low.
I'm gonna send one. It's anonymous.
His name is Stuart.
And then yeah, I'm thinking, I think I want to stay for that, so I could get like internship thing, and it's gonna, I don't know why I thought Damien was standing. I was like, what the fuck?
Did you see him get up?
It was it was Oliver.
Damn. Shout out to you, Brandon. and
Mexican
your whack
names.
ass Spanish. Mexican names.
So I want to do the
Damn, my
internship.
son's Mexican. That's crazy to say.
Yeah, man. What the fuck? What else would he be?
Human.
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
So yeah, I'm gonna do the internship because why not? And you get 3 credits for it. So I was like,
Yeah, that's cool. So you just there to basically get a big palm tree and just wave it at her. That's lit.
it's 3 credits, right?
I've never been in internship. I think that's the one thing I
Yeah, me
I,
either.
re-
I
I
never thought of
regret
doing that.
not doing. Yeah, yeah. I heard those things were fun and annoying.
Because sometimes they don't.
And they
some
don't pay you,
some
right?
are paid internships and some aren't. Some are just like you're there for free.
So it's
Being
volunteer
someone's
work.
Bitch for free, yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they should get married.
Volunteer.
I'm getting married. So I love you, babe. Happy anniversary.
What's your anniversary?
Well, tomorrow is 2 years. 3 years and 2
Hey,
months.
Why so many people anniversaries on Valentine's Day? I just noticed that.
I didn't plan that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, you know.
That's so cute.
My Venus moon, whatever that bullshit is.
I don't know how that shit works. I don't know how people know this.
Be like Gemini rising, and how do you
Yeah, but
know?
what is
Niggas
that?
awake.
You rising, so you're waking up.
Yeah,
right
my
now?
Gemini rising, Capricorn moon, violet green. I'm like, I don't know what these
Violet
niggas are saying, yo.
I don't know.
The tart cards, that's a wild thing now.
Yo, I had a dream that someone was doing tarot cards on.
Oh, that's how you call it. I said
me.
tart cards.
Tarot. Tarot. I
Tarot.
think, or tarot cards. I think.
Maracuya.
So yeah, I don't know. That shit was weird.
I do want to get my tarot cards read though.
You know, I kind of wanted to try to do that, but I'm scared. I don't know. I think I've told you the
I
scary
think
stuff
you
that's
might
happened.
really get into it, and you might open the doors to
Exactly.
to a certain place you can't close anymore.
Exactly, Yeah, that's what I'm
What if
scared.
everything you say is true and mostly death comes out?
Not even that. Like, I'm scared because I think I told you, like as a Catholic, whatever, you're raised to know, you're raised to not believe in those things,
Yo,
right?
it almost hurt her to say. As a
The demon inside me was like, bitch, stop.
yeah, you see the fingers come out. That's fucking.
And they teach you that those type of stuff is like a bad thing for the
Yeah.
devil or whatever. So I was raised to not believe in those things, but I always been curious. So one day I decided to venture into that stuff.
Oh, what the fuck did
On
you
a fucking
do?
YouTube video. I'm like, this shit can't be real because it's just a fucking video. What are the fucking chances? That shit. A lot of the shit this woman did, the readings on, came true. And it was
Wait,
so
on
weird.
you or
Yeah, like on me.
how?
'Cause
How do you
it's-
see those
'cause
readings?
she has a bunch of decks. So sometimes she put 3 decks or 4 decks on her table, and she has like a little animal or something symbolic on it, and whatever you gravitate towards to it, you pick yours, and then you scroll down to pick the time where the timestamps where different readings are. So you go to yours, and then she reads it, and then she also has these charms that she puts into it and relates the cards with the charms and everything like that. I
in
don't
a
know, it's
video that's been
interesting.
already pre-recorded.
Yeah. And it comes it comes to life. It's fucking scary.
That
It
is
was scary.
creepy.
So because when I did that, right, a bunch of scary shit started happening to me. I haven't had sleep paralysis in a long time. I had sleep paralysis, a week or 2 after that. I think I told you.
I believe you
When I
mentioned
was
it.
in
You didn't mention
bed,
this devil opening gate stuff.
I
Though.
was falling asleep, and I don't know. I just know Oliver was sleeping next to me, or I thought he was sleeping, but he left. And then I tried to open my eyes, and I couldn't move my body, and all I hear is this creepy ass devil sound.
Yeah,
like
you
a little
told me about
voice.
that one.
Then I was saying some creepy shit. It was like,
Imagine it was just Chris raping you and just
Wish, man. It was a fucking demon.
You're like, damn, you really went all out on this one.
Nah, it was like a freaking demon voice. That just scared the
Nah,
shit
that's
out of
scary as
me.
fuck.
And then
I'll probably shit my pants.
I couldn't move, but somehow some force within me was just like, you are not allowed to touch me, in my head talking. and whatever it was, it felt like it stared at me and then just disappeared. And I was so creeped out. I was like, I can't do this.
Damn,
Terror
you even
shit.
got the demons feeding for you. Like there's some spiritual DMs.
Yo, yeah, it was scary. So like, other little stuff happened too, but I think that was like the worst one, and I was just like, I can't do tarot card readings. That shit scares the shit out of me.
I know it's true because if good exists, so must evil, and if God does, so must this. You know, there
Yeah,
must be other practice. Like I believe in voodoo. I believe like in las botanicas.
Oh yeah, voodoo was like the
That's some real
dangerous
shit.
one, yeah.
Some real shit.
Yeah.
I thought. I mean, I never disbelieved it. The name was just funny to me, voodoo.
Voodoo.
And but it's I believe it in all to be true because there's no way there's so many cartoons and movies about wizards.
Yeah, that's what I always say too. Like, there's so many stories and experiences on it. How can it not be true? It's not like we all agreed on to make some bullshit up.
Yeah, like like the dictionary, some shit. It's not like it's like we all agreed on a system and follow it. Government, but money. Oh God, everything's a joke.
Yeah.
But like, there's no way. Like, I know some things get exaggerated. Like people say, "Oh, it's a legend" or whatever bullshit. But things come from truth. And that's why La Botanica is like, I don't go there ever.
Yeah.
Because they're in the middle of good and evil in like aisle 1 and 2. Like it's not like you see like Diosito, Santos, and then next to it is Santa Muerte.
I watch random videos on YouTube that just pop up because I like watching scary stuff.
Then you hear this at night.
There was some dude that supposedly, I don't know, like, because some people lie. So his story was that he died, went to hell, experienced it, and somehow came back or something like that, right?
The anti-Jesus.
So he ever since he came back to life, whatever, he started he made a video basically saying how a lot of things are actually bad, like botanicas, how the saints and all those statues are actually demonic forces. They're not actually anything.
They're not even bendecidos.
Yeah.
And when they are bendecidos, they don't last long.
Yeah, there's like bad energy when you walk into one of those, and I was just like, bro.
It still gives me the chills. So even Damien, when we passed by, he woke up for 2 seconds and went back to sleep. Because it's just,
it's creepy.
Imagine working as that one clerk in La Botanica and then closing at 10 p.m., even though it's relatively early, but then the lights are low and then you just see things roll.
I'll be one of those top 15 scary ghosts.
Look at the camera, aisle 5.
You see me just there standing and then that shit rolling, and I'm just like, damn, I'm out of here.
And you're so nonchalant. She just walked out. That was the end of her fucking career. No, those are scary shit. What else do I believe in that people think don't?
Witchcraft.
I believe, of course, I worship witchcraft. If I believe elves are still around, I obviously believe witches are still around.
There's videos on that.
Nigga, I seen a fucking leprechaun elf motherfucker.
You have?
And then I think I've said this. I said this to you, right, baby? Yeah.
Story?
This was during like soccer days, and I used to be athletic, crazy. I used to be my soccer days. I was my boy Hamster. His name was Hansel, right?
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah. And I always will call him Hamster. And we were thinking about this idea. He's a tech guy, and I was the promoter guy. Like, I could really sell anything to anybody. Like, I was that guy. I think I still am. I mean, my girl's still with me for some reason. So we were coming out, and this was around the Regal Park 63rd like train station, because around there was the indoor tournaments because it was wintertime.
Oh, okay.
So we went to take the fucking train. Then as we come out, like we're about to swipe in and shit.
Yeah.
Who comes out of the fucking train, the turnstile? You see this small little dude, pointy ears.
No way.
And he has a hat and like a little coat. And in my mind, I'm like, he's probably just a little person. But there was an energy, like, I just felt like a little frightened. Yeah, and I don't really get scared, like, out of nowhere. Yeah. And Hansel just stopped walking. And I'm doing a nigga walking towards the turnstile. Because we're going in to take the train. And this nigga comes out. But I didn't see him come out because the turnstile was bigger than him.
Yeah, obviously.
And all you see is like a little like piece of thread. And I'm like, okay.
But did he look at you? Do you know if he looked at you?
No. He just went about his business and made a right. And for some fucking reason, I look at Hansel and I signal him, and we follow this nigga.
He's stupid.
I know it looks like we gonna jump him or something. But then he goes up the stairways, and then he fucking disappears in the stairways. So we're following him, and we're like, oh, he probably just got out the station. Yeah. There is a locked gate. It's one of those, like, exits where they're construction and whatever. It was a locked gate. Fucking tape and everything, caution. And this nigga went up through there. And I'm like, where the fuck did this motherfucker go? I'm touching the walls, thinking there's, like, some crazy elaborate maze. Nothing. I touch the gate. I feel so fucking cold, and I'm like, Hansel, let's fucking go home. Cause I looked them to confirm. I'm like, I'm not the only one, right? Yeah, cause it's just us in the station. This is late night. We're out of practice.
Oh God, that's creepy.
And then he just comes out right here.
Wow.
I'm like, this guy got some deep steps for a small motherfucker. And ever since then, and there's not a doubt in my mind that there's leprechauns, elves, and domes out there still. There's not, and I told my mom his ears were really like pointy.
What she said?
And she was like, and like it looked like her face was not like you're stupid or ridiculous.
Yeah.
Her face was like you finally see the world, like you're really seeing. Cause my mom believes
and all that stuff?
in the wildest shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, Mom, if you believe in God, you believe in everything. Cause God, think about it. One person created everything. He probably got bored and said, "Let me create other weird shit." Mm-hmm. And I told her about it, and she's like, "Mijo, I believe in that. Like, I believe that. Wow, I'm glad you're seeing these things." She's like, and then my dad just confirmed, "Yeah, they're still around." Like he said it like nonchalant. Yeah, you gotta check the ears. You gotta make sure. He's like, some of them have blended in with humans. That's why they like counterbred, and so that's why some people are a little taller. And then we just had a whole conversation how they all knew this secret that I didn't fucking know. And but I was really scared. I told her I was scared. And then she was like, he probably just didn't want to be bothered. He probably just had that presence of like, don't talk to me. Because he literally just made a right and went up the stairs. And I just wanted to follow him. Because I was like, I've never felt this way from somebody. Yeah. And Hansel didn't follow me all the way.
He was probably scared.
Yeah, he was fucking terrified. He stopped walking. But yeah, I believe in that. I'm a little looking around the room now.
That's insane. You never told me that. That's crazy.
But yeah, no, this nigga, those niggas exist.
Why you get the harmless ones and I get the demons?
Yeah, for some reason, I get the niggas that just have bad days. You got those that are dedicated to career.
To create torture.
Yeah. But yeah, that was that. And then there was another time. I think I told you about the devil I saw with the yellow eyes a long time ago.
I don't know. You have to refresh my memory.
I used to dance for the Ecuadorian groups, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then there was one at 103rd Local and on top of the bakery. And there was a Diablo, you know, Ecuadorians, we dress up as Diablos or Mujeres or whatever, you know, for culture. And I saw one that looked mad realistic.
Like demons for the culture.
Yeah, for real? No, don't we not?
Wait, are you talking about the ones that wear the samaros?
Yeah, but this time there was like cloth made Diablos that they were just running around. Yeah, I don't know where the fuck. My mom even said we haven't gone back. We just been to parties.
Probably some part of some cult shit.
Yeah, and they made it seem like, you know, and it was a dance competition, so I danced in it. Oh, thank y'all for co-director. And
nothing.
We're talking about devils, but I saw this guy next to the doorway, really tall, and I told my mom, "Yo, that is the best costume here," because this nigga looks so real. He's just like tall. You don't see the bottom, like it was dark, and he had spikes on each elbow.
No way.
And he had like glaring yellow eyes.
You guys are worshiping the devil.
And I'm just like, wow. And he was next to these drunk guys on the floor. Yeah. And I was like, that's such a good costume. My mom looks at it. Then, like, for 5 minutes, it looked like she was, like, not sure of what I was seeing. Yeah. Then she looks at me, and I'm like, you don't see that? Like, that's so dope. That's a dope costume. I'm about to go up to him and be like, yo, where'd you get the costume? Ew. And she's like, looks at the direction and says, yeah, that's good. Like, it looked like, you know, maybe she's busy or something. Yeah. Later, she tells me that she didn't see anything. There was nothing there. And to not scare me, she just played along. Oh, yeah, that's a very good costume. Oh, yeah, no way. That's why she was like, how does it look like? Yeah. Estoy muy lejos, mijo, no puedo ver mucho. So I described it to her. And then she said, then this went to other conversations of how my dad also saw a goat demon man in Ecuador. Yeah. And basically how when you're really drunk, it pulls you away. Ooh. And they just drag you. And they leave you in anonymous places or whatever. But the thing is, if he spots you first, you die. And my mom's like, I think he was searching around the room and you saw him first. Because me and him made eye contact. And my dumb ass like kind of waves at this nigga.
Like, hey, I see you,
because I'm holding my ginger and I was like, that's good. That's a good costume. Like, this is me at 13. I'm just like, yo, that's a dope. This nigga really went all out. And like my mom even told me like literally like a year, 2 years later, like, you know, because she brought it up out of nowhere, the devil thing. She's like, you know, something's been on my mind. I never saw anything that day. It was just, hey, Papi Chulo. I hope he doesn't experience this. Hey, Papi Chulo. And then and then the thing was, she told me, admitted there was nothing there. And my dad was like, yeah, that creeped me out that day. I thought you were.
Oh,
They thought I was
nah.
joking, but then they
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that I was serious. Like, I see this person.
Yeah, 'cause you were describing it.
Yeah. And then she was just like, this is why she paused and looked back. 'Cause she's like, okay, he's seeing this.
Yeah.
And she's like, he was probably just waiting for the drunk people that he was standing next to.
Yeah.
'Cause then I saw him leave. I clearly saw him leave. He's so tall dude. And he walked to the bathroom. There was a hallway to the right, and there's 2 doors on the left, men and girls.
Yeah.
And I see him go to the men's bathroom. So I'm like, Mommy, I'm gonna go pee.
Stupid.
'Cause I genuinely was like, this guy, like,
Yeah.
I wanted to compliment him or some shit.
Oh yeah.
So I go to the I see him go in the bathroom, a long tail dragging, and I'm like, yo, this guy really went out. He has a tail too.
That was the door.
Yeah, I don't know. Damn, this nigga's in the door. And imagine, yo, he's knocking on the door.
I'm like, how is Chris getting in?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
I'm
they
getting
argue
creeped
OD. But you see him come out here. And I see him go in the bathroom. And then as soon as he goes to the bathroom, it's cold and it's dark.
out.
Like, the lights turn off. And then I'm trying to go pee. And I'm like, you know what? I can hold this shit. I can hold it. Because then all I hear is a flush. Then another flush. Then another flush. And that nigga's nowhere to be seen.
Oh my god.
So I walk out. And then my dad, 5 minutes later, goes to pee. And then he's like, yo, the lights were on and everything was fine. I'm like, how was the bathroom? It was like a normal bathroom. Looked at me like I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm the only nigga that saw him do that. And to this day, sometimes I would dream of those eyes. And, I told her many times how he's after my son. He says shit like, he can run as fast as he can, but he can never escape me. And like stuff like that. And it really terrified me because when I had these dreams, I didn't have Damien.
Oh, okay.
I was just older, and I had like a 5-6-year-old son, pretty tall for his age for some reason. And then I was trying to introduce him to a friend in my dream, and then my son's immediately scared of my friend and just runs away, like bites my hand and runs away.
Oh no.
And then he starts laughing, like very like evil, and then that's when I see his eyes turn yellow, and I'm like, oh, that's you.
That's scary.
And then he tells me that, like, while I'm punching him, laughing, like it doesn't hurt him, whatever physically I do to him, and he's like, he can run as fast as he can. He can never escape me.
You ever ask your parents if they did some shit, or like any other family members did some shit?
All I know is that my mom and my dad, especially my mom, she has like a sixth sense for shit like that. And I think a little bit I kind of see or sometimes feel.
That's why I heard about like opening your third eye thing in the middle.
My butthole.
That when you that when you do that,
my TNI.
When you do that, you're able to see. You're able to. So go. You know how to go. You can go by yourself. I'm scared to go now. You can go, baby.
You gotta go pee pee, puppy.
Take the flashlight. Give me.
What a brave boy.
Never comes back. Yeah, you open your third eye, you see it way more, and sometimes you can't control it. That it's just there.
It's like too much at once.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what I kind of tried to do when I did the tarot card readings, and then I learned that you can talk to like your angels or something like that, right?
That's crazy.
Because you get scared.
The room just got cold. Even Jesus stopped smiling.
Chill, Jesus.
His hands went down. He's like, y'all not talking about me.
And what you call it? What was I gonna say? Yeah. So, well, fuck, I forgot. I lost my train of thought. But basically, the tarot card reading, if you open your third eye, you can't. Sometimes you have no control, or sometimes you just see things out of like normal. It's normal to you, but sometimes it's there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that happens to me sometimes without wanting to do. Oh,
it's
the
horrible.
angels. Ever since that whole shit about the angels thing, I always see the numbers 444 or like 77, like in 3 digits.
People do that. Today at
I
work,
don't know
somebody
why.
was like, I'm thinking of the number 9 all day. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know why, but like I catch myself like doing it, like just checking the time, and it'll be like 4:44, and it's more than just once every single day. Like I could see it like in a whole week. I mean, I could see it like at least like 6 times out of the whole week.
That's wild.
Like on point. It's creepy. It's like what the fuck.
That is creepy because that makes me feel like a meteor's coming or something.
I wish it
And
was
that's
a
the date?
warning. No, I don't know.
Or maybe that's how many days
but
are
if
left.
you look up the numbers, supposedly it shows you the meaning of.
But isn't that
the
even
changes.
scarier to know? Like, damn, do I really want to look this up?
I do.
Like, I wouldn't want to go to the doctor if I knew I had cancer. I didn't want the confirmation.
I don't know. I'm just curious. I mean, I freak myself out, but I'm curious about it.
I'm freaked up now.
And
I'm wearing yellow.
when I used to go to church school, I was surprised. I got my confirmation and everything.
I'm baptized, okay?
Okay.
I'm blessed.
And what you call it? The last person that I was with was the old lady that she took care of us, whatever. Her niece turned into a nun.
Oh, you beast.
So it was just with her, right? And she always said that she saw there was something about me that made her like interested into like talking to me and stuff like that.
The nun.
No, the old lady, the other chick that was.
Which
with
church
us,
school did you go to?
the one where I got baptized, St. Bartholomew.
Oh, damn. Oh, no, we were in different school.
Yeah. So
That's where the hoes were,
you
by
know,
the way.
she was alone, so she only had us, the girls, the students, and she would teach us, but she would always gravitate more toward me and always want to talk to me.
Yeah, like a second spiritual sense.
And she told me that she feels like there's something about me that like makes her gravitate towards me. So she kept asking me questions like, "How do you feel like to your everyday life, like in a spiritual level?" And I told her like honestly, I always feel like I'm fighting against good and evil within me. And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I kind of wanted to tell her like I try to be good, but then I feel like my evil side just overpowers that.
Isn't it easier, though?
Exactly. So that's what I was telling her, and
It's way easier.
trying to tell her like in a good way so she doesn't get like freaked out or something. But she was like, "Oh, that means something's gonna happen and stuff like that. Like, you know, you're gonna grow up and do something, whatever." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't decide which one do I really want to be, good or evil, because I'm always in between."
And you know what? It would decide for you.
Yeah. And then ever since like
Thank you, man.
I've said that to her
Internship here. Great
out
guy.
loud, I always had like the weird ass dreams. You know my dreams, they're all fucking weird.
Your dreams are sometimes come true,
Yeah.
which kind of scare me.
I think the creepiest
Damien don't like this topic.
the creepiest ones of all was when I felt like I was actually getting possessed. But the thing is that I could control it. So there was one dream what I had that I go to my bathroom in the house. So I felt like real.
First of all, your bathroom is still creepy
I
in the
know.
house. I don't know how people like shower in your bathroom. I don't know how people make love in your bathroom. I have no idea.
And so in my dream I go to my bathroom and it's dark in there, and I go in there and I go like on the sink and I put my arms down, and I feel like something's like taking over me, right? I legit feel like my eyes change and I start laughing, but it's not me. And then I look in the mirror and I saw my eyes, they turn black. And then I was like, "No, like you can't do that." So then I go back to normal. And then it just comes back and it starts laughing and it's like, "Yes, you can." And I was like, "No." And then I hear my mom's voice. So then I tell my mom, she's like, what happened? Why are you in the dark?" And I was like, "Don't come in here. I don't want to hurt you." And then that's when I get like possessed again and my eyes turn black, but I'm talking normal. And she was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Just don't look at me. Just go away." And I woke up. But I could control it. That's the scary
Damn.
part.
So basically, you became it
Yeah.
instead of it becoming you.
Yeah, basically.
That is a strong metaphor, son. Because that means between the good and evil, you decided to be evil, but you choose when to act evil. You understand what I'm saying? Look at Maleficent.
Kind of, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I have good intentions, but I feel like the evil is just better.
It's just too strong.
It's easier. I don't know.
I got chills. Like my
I
heart's
live
been beating hard for the last couple minutes.
I live with this every day of my fucking life.
God,
bro.
I'm so glad in this house I don't feel that presence until I start talking about it. But like, I feel like we're okay.
Nah, that's crazy that you actually saw something like that.
Yeah, that's what scares me. I think I told my wife too, because I asked her, "Do you believe in these things?" And then she's kind of like, not, she was in the fence. But I tell her all my experiences. Like, I seen hands, I've seen the shower knob turn by its fucking self.
I told him, I'm like, mad scary shit happens with me. And he didn't believe me at first, and then he started actually experiencing with me.
Cause it's scary. I'm happy you have a partner with you. Some Scooby Doo shit now. More people in the game. I can't go away. I'm stuck. The monster comes. No, I'm just a +1. She's the main one. But I told her all these experiences I have, and I feel like they do resonate. I feel like they gravitate towards a person, cause I think it's one or two things. One, cause you're the source.
Yeah.
Or because they want to. I feel like they really want to talk, or they want to like. Finally somebody can see me, or finally.
Yeah.
Somebody, and maybe they're so grumpy that they're just like, yo, thank God, it's been a millennia. That's why I look like this. Which is why I said it'll be fun to hunt people once I'm dead. Because then I'd be like, yo, who can see me? Can you see me? Like, I'll be some stupid shit.
Like, Charles, I'm right here.
Ooh, I know what you did yesterday.
I'm going to tell her.
Cheater, bitch. But, yeah, I haven't had any of these experiences as of at late, because I feel like lately, I remember how I told you I get angry. When I get angry, I feel like there's this big force field of like piercing knives around me when I walk.
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning specifically, everybody that got close to me moved out of my way, or I felt like I was gonna hurt them. But I didn't hurt them with my physical body. It was just the energy.
I feel like you could do that. Like I could do that, turning it on or off.
Yeah, but I can't control it.
Oh, okay.
And then it overwhelms me. Like the other day, I was starting to feel it again, but I don't want to have that force field in my house.
Yeah.
So as I was washing dishes, I took a breath and like literally talked to myself. I'm like, yo, Erik, it's starting again. Let's just relax.
Yeah.
You don't need to smoke. You just need to talk. Let's just, relax. Like I was talking to myself, then I came out of it, and I realized that I'm still have a lot to learn to get out of. If I have to snap out of something, it's because it still has a grasp on me.
Yeah.
And then I'm realizing my son has that. Like right now, like sometimes he's paralysis screams, or sometimes he's paralysis just gets angry. And I told my girl, like, he's expressing himself, but I also feel like, unfortunately, even my mom says this. It's like, claro que es tu hijo, porque él cuando se enoja, nadie lo para. Like, this nigga is mad. And she would say it would be for no reason, or sometimes it would just, the smallest thing will get him tight. But when he's happy, he's happy. He's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, he's, whatever he's feeling, he's 100%.
Yeah.
And I just hope when I experience these things again, it's I'm a little bit more wiser to deal with them.
I mean, it's not easy. It's hard because first you freak out, and then you notice like you have no choice but to deal with it. I'll be honest, I feel like that's why I don't smoke weed, because I notice like you said, like you smoke weed so you can feel calm and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I've smoked weed, it's kind of like I lose control of my body, and I guess I lose control of that.
And so that's why
I make myself so vulnerable that my body starts freaking out. I feel like my soul is like, bitch, like, what did you just do?
She's like,
yeah.
Yo, I forgot how to breathe, son. And I forgot
how to breathe. And I feel like
hilarious.
I feel like it just makes me so vulnerable that I'm just so open to anything.
Damn.
That, like, in the spiritual level, like, I'm open to anything.
Yo, we got a gangbang right now. Yo, let's do it.
Like, it'll just
bang, bros.
Like, I could just get like freaking like possessed or some shit. I don't know. Like, it's creepy. Like, it's crazy to say, but I feel like that's why I don't smoke, because I have a really good control of my own body to see stuff that I don't want to see, and like make sure that I'm like okay and stuff. That once I smoke weed, I have no control, and it's like, oh shit, like that's it, like.
Take me.
No, bitch. It's just scary.
No, I do that, like you said, the opposite. It helps me. It's like I'm calm, I'm chill, and whenever I do see something, whatever, I'm just like, oh, this is fine. It's okay. We're friends. Or we're not friends.
Sometimes I told you, sometimes I'm in my bathroom. I could be on my phone or whatever, and then the curtain just moves by itself.
Yeah, that's creepy as fuck, man.
I try not to acknowledge.
There's no windows in her bathroom.
Yeah,
there's no vents.
There's no
Niggas
air.
got Febreze bottles if lucky.
That curtain moves on its own, like if someone's peeking at you, and I hear it. I just try not to acknowledge it, because if you acknowledge it, you see it
gains
more.
power. You're feeding to it.
Yeah, so I try not to. But on the inside, I'm like, God damn.
Like even my wife, she's my sister, my best friend, my wife. That she's all those. she even says like her parents or her mom or dad be like, "Hoy no me jodas. Today don't bother me. I'm not in the mood," because they see it. So when I said this to her mom and everything, her mom's like, "Oh yeah, nah, this happened." So I'm like, "Okay, I'm not bugging. Niggas see shit. It's just they deal with it differently."
Yeah.
And the only drug that I do that I can't feel protected is when I'm doing a hallucinogen, like shrooms or anything like that,
Yeah.
and I see them literally in physical form,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they literally come close. Like I told my mom and dad, like my first shroom experience in the room was horrible. Like it's so much darkness in that room, but I created that because they seem to know me.
Yeah.
Because when I saw them, it looked like they haven't seen an old friend in a while.
Hey, Erik.
Yeah, exactly. And then that reminded me. I don't know if you ever seen Star Wars. You probably have one where the dark side of Yoda talks to Yoda and says, "You don't play with me no more."
No, I never saw that, but that's creepy.
And that's creepy because that referenced me back to when I saw them, and I'm like, damn, I've played with them before, and now they finally see me again.
Yeah.
So it just gets to all this, these things, and that's why I always tell everybody I'm smiling and everything, but deep down, I know I'm twisted as fuck.
Yeah, I accepted it. I guess that's why. Sometimes it's just
like I tell people, if you see me snap an extra, you shouldn't be surprised. Like this is just part of my
now
character
for
at
me
this
it's
point.
rare. Like it's really rare for me to get mad. The only one that pisses me off is this
Chris
one.
rolled his eyes like.
Yeah, he's the only one of my mom to piss me off that easily. I guess because I have higher expectations for them.
Don't expect anything, yo. My wife expected flowers today. And she was like, "Yo, I really expect the flowers today." I'm like, "Why would you do that? Why would you disappoint yourself?"
No lie, I'm the opposite. If you brought me flowers, I would have been like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
First of all, who you fucked? No, but I always say that because I always bring her flowers on the 14th of the month.
Oh yeah, no.
But now I'm not going to because she's expecting it.
No, yeah.
Because I feel fake.
I understand that. Like I don't have expectations when it comes to the love level. I'm just like saying expectation as in like they know me so well that they should know certain things aggravate me to this point. Especially my mom. Like she gave birth to me. She should know what pisses me off and
you and your mom share several attributes.
Exactly. So it's kind of like she pisses me off on purpose, and then this one it's like the same shit. It's like, yo, we've been together for 5 years. Y todavía
Damn.
no aprendes.
I'm realizing we're coming up on our 4th now. And we're 3 years already. 3 years and 2 months. So now a baby, as you can hear in the background. Yeah. As you can hear. Damn, time flies, don't it? It's fucking crazy.
Me and Chris make 5 years in March.
Oh shit! What is that? What season is that? Winter? Fall?
Yeah, I think it's winter.
March is winter. Oh, March is next month. Oh, happy early anniversary to you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
I heard it got confirmed. He, the Gucci bag and stuff. Him and I are going together.
Like Gucci.
Him and I going together. We're gonna dress like bums.
Yeah,
I like it. I like the idea.
I told him to take you.
I never been to that store, so I'm gonna feel very alien there. I'm gonna go man high, and I'm gonna pretend I own a boat or something.
You should do that.
Yeah, like yo, you're just like a bum. Don't underestimate. Don't judge a book by its cover. We made a joke saying that they see him walk in. Oh, he's back. Took him 2 years to save up to get.
Yeah, he told me that shit. This is funny.
I'd be dying. Same security guard. He hasn't gotten a raise in 2 years. But yeah, I can't wait to do that. Sorry for the creepy talk, guys. That shit just like has something to get out of my chest.
I love talking about stuff like that. I love learning people's experiences.
Yeah, that's what's happened with me. So this is why I believe in I'm very open minded to all that because I believe in witches, ghouls, leprechauns. I believe in wormholes. I believe people can disappear, come back the same age.
Not funny thing, I watch a lot of the scary videos on YouTube.
Love those.
The top 15 scary, whatever.
And the big screen, that shit is scary.
Yeah, I watch those, but I don't get scared. Like I don't dream about it. But if I hear the stories, because I did this one night, they have podcasts about scary stories on Spotify.
It's more personal, right?
Yeah.
It's more personal.
I was like, no, I'm not going to get
This is why I love podcasts and audio, because it feels like, yo, we're friends and you're really telling me
I was like, no, I'm not going to get freaked out. So I was trying to fall asleep listening to it. So the first 2 stories, I was like, all right. The last story freaked me out because it was about a couple, a very happy couple trying to conceive a baby. Unfortunately, the woman was unable to get pregnant.
Drop that bitch.
So they were trying, I think she was trying to, accept the fact that she couldn't have kids because she really, really wanted kids, right?
Bless their souls.
And the way they described the character is that she was really like hot, good looking. She was smart and everything. She had everything,
Oh, she
but
was
she
Colombia.
just couldn't have the baby,
Damn.
right? So throughout all those times that she was with her husband, she always asked him when he finally said yes, let's try having a baby. They couldn't conceive. When they find out, it breaks her down. It breaks her down to the point where she starts losing her mind. She starts dressing down. She starts being bummy and stuff like that, which is nothing wrong, but it takes
Bummy's
her.
hot to me.
It takes her on like
A roller coaster of emotions.
and she gets depressed, I guess. Dude, it got to the point where the guy never questioned like why she keeps dressing baggy clothes, but he notices that she lost like so much weight, so she was really thin. So one day he comes home, and I think he calls for her and she's not answering, and then he goes to the bathroom, and at first I thought, oh man, like she committed suicide or something, right? No. He goes to the bathroom. She sees her with the knife just cutting up her thighs and all of her skin. She got a bunch of skin. She was missing skin from her legs already, but he noticed that she kept cutting and cutting in her thighs. All that skin she had in her hands, she like formed into a baby. So then the husband says, like, according to him, she was holding the baby like this, and
The
she
skin
looked
baby.
she looked like psychotic. She was holding the baby like this, rocking him, and he was like, I swear, it's like the baby turned and looked at me and smiled, and everything was just bloody. So underneath the sweatpants, this whole time she wore them was because she was cutting herself up to make the baby. That shit freaked
And the
me
baby
fuck
just turned
out.
around alive,
Yes.
made out of just dead skin.
Yeah.
That nigga better have ran out the house.
He tried to, but he was so like freaked out about the appearance that's where the story ended. I got freaked out. I couldn't sleep.
You don't end the story like that.
I couldn't sleep.
That's the reason for that
Yeah.
story.
I couldn't sleep.
If I see my wife do that, my first reaction is like, the fuck? Like, are you...
Yeah, he didn't notice. He was just like, oh, like,
He hasn't touched her all night?
Yeah, like she hasn't wanted like to have sex or anything. Like she just gave up. But it was because this whole time she was turning crazy and she cut herself up, man. Oh my god, no.
That reminds me of the movie The Ruins.
The Ruins.
Yeah, cutting your own skin off.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's a scary sight. The person you love the most just doing
hearing
that.
at 2 a.m. in the dark.
And then my
And
husband next to
it's
me.
the worst because you make your own visualization.
Exactly of how it is.
So you scare yourself 10 times worse.
You
Oh
probably
my God.
imagine like something horrible.
Yeah, I was just like,
Is
I was
he
like-
precious?
I was like, babe, he wouldn't wake up, and I was just looking around. And I was like, oh my god, no.
Yeah, I'm horrible. Like if there's a killer in the house, I might wake up to my family dead, cause I won't. My son was screaming to the top of his lungs next to my ear, sound asleep. Sound asleep.
Oh yeah.
My girl's like, "How do you sleep through that?" I'm like, "I'm tired. I'm working for 16 years. I'm tired."
I'm tired of this life.
Nah, though, this is exactly why I love podcasts and stuff. First of all, I thought that book bag moved. It didn't. This is why I love podcasts and stuff like that, because it does seem more intimate and people share their stories. It's just like, holy fuck, this happened. I believe you. I mean, there's people like even here on YouTube, like strangers outside acting weird, stalkers following you and then just disappear, ghost cars driving and shit. You know, disappearing in mid run. Like, damn, that Toyota is mad fast. Or like ghosts reappearing, people reappearing. Like I said, I think they're just happy that people finally see them.
Probably.
Maybe they're like, yo, it's about time. I died with this car. People should see me drive it.
I didn't get this right for no reason.
I stole it. But yeah, yo, that was our creepy talk, man. Holy fuck.
I don't even know how we ended up here.
No idea. No idea. But there's you could just really fall in that rabbit hole, man, because there's so many stories. There's so many stories.
We're talking about schools finishing.
Right.
Someone ended up
I
with
finished my
scary stories.
project and oh my god, her baby. Like what? It flipped OD. What the fuck happened this week besides scary stories? People died, obviously.
Every day.
A lot of people dropped out of the presidential race because they don't care anymore. I believe Trump's gonna win again because America's dumb. Today in the store, I had a lot of stupid people. I'm sorry.
What?
No, they were dumb. There's a lot of like guests that were just acting and doing ridiculous. Like today, the whole day, I feel like everybody in the world
Yeah.
was at a like a weird state of mind, a weird feeling. I feel like everybody was just like, fuck it today. The cars were going wild. The train was delayed, but that's not new. I don't know. It was just an energy. There's
Yeah.
a van that made a right, mid-right, decided to go left, and there was already cars going back and forth.
You wanted to die.
Yeah, and I was just like, yo, how, and then this car, oh yeah, baby, I didn't tell you this. It was our light. So I'm in the middle to crossing in Junction Boulevard. And then this lady's on my left, so she's closer to the traffic.
Mm-hmm.
She walks in, and then out of nowhere, this car zooms at our light. And then it stops right at the lady.
Wow.
And I'm right next, I'm on the right side of the lady
She
with
deadass,
Damien.
If she got hit, she saved your life.
Exactly. And I still would have kept going home because I don't know her.
Yeah.
But she probably went to heaven if she got hit. And then she's like, God, blah, 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 you know,
Yeah.
like that's my light. And then I'm like, yeah, that is our light. And then like, I didn't tell you, but the car was that close. And he just had to stay there in the middle. And it was a van. It wasn't like a small
hate
car. It
drivers
was a
like
fucking
that.
van.
Yeah.
So motherfuckers had to go around and shit. And I don't know, people were just being weird. Like I said, at work, it was kind of slow. And they were just asking ludicrous questions, man.
Maybe it's the whole stupid zodiac sign that you were saying.
The Gemini rising shit.
My moon is like out
Right.
of place.
Yo, how they say that? My moon, Taurus, Jupiter, my star.
I
I'm
don't
like,
understand.
my sun.
Like I know I'm a Taurus, but I don't understand that
The
whole.
fuck does
shit.
that mean? This is not to make fun of anybody. I just really want to
That like
understand.
Mercury is in retrograde.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Some Eminem track? The fuck is this? I just want to know.
Someone tell us, please.
No, I really would love an
I would like
expert
to,
or somebody
yeah.
that's really into it. Because I remember I had a supervisor, yo, I could tell your moon, your sign, and your planet. I was like, I'm pretty sure my planet's Earth. Like, because I'm being dumb. But this is actually a real, like, careers are made out of this, you know, just to get your shit done. My son looking at me saying, this guy is su planet,
He's
pinche
like,
idiota.
yeah.
Of course it's Earth. Oh, I love you, son. I don't know. Yo, he laughs sometimes. But yeah, I just want somebody to really guide me through that. I think
Yeah,
that'd be
I
great.
need to know this bullshit.
Because then we're like, of course he was a Gemini Cancer. Like, if you're a Sagittarius Cancer, you're gonna experience something crazy this weekend. I'm like, why this
Like
weekend?
you do something dumb to them, and they're like, What's your sign? That's Taurus. Oh, that's why. It's like, that's bitch. What?
And then like I was explaining to one of my coworkers, not saying her name, how I deal with situations, and she's like, oh, you're such a Virgo, and I'm just like, I just use common sense. If that's a compliment, I'll take it. But you know, because I explain how I deal with things in the world and shit. But I need somebody to guide me through that. Twitter is my guide right now because there's a lot of Twitter females doing tarot cards and telling me all that bullshit. And,
I
you
was
know.
wondering.
Yeah, I read a lot of crazy articles. Oh, also, what I read also recently in Mexico, I was showing this to one of my team members, and I was telling my girl, apparently a husband and a wife got into a fucking argument, and the husband just killed
Nothing new.
the wife.
Yeah.
But to hide the remains, he started carving her, and there was images of her. The only thing that was intact was the bottom of her like calves and down. Everything
No.
else looked like when you go to the meat butcher
grinding?
places.
They
Yeah,
grinded her up.
not kinda. It's kind of like how the el puerco and everything look when you cut them in half. It's kind of how she looked, but
like pork chops.
yeah, but he left the eyeballs and he skinned everything,
Oh my god, what is wrong with?
and then he threw it in the sidewalks to cover it up. And all you see is everything carved up, the ribs you see, and you see the blanco, which is the fat. Like, it was really intense.
What did she do?
They just got an argument. She's like, oh, and then when they asked him, it's like, peleamos, porque tomo mucho. And like, he's Mexican. And it was just an old Mexican guy. His wife looked hot. I don't know how these old fat men get hot wives. Maybe the same reason I got my
daddy
girl.
issues, man.
For real. Like, you look like my dad, I'm gonna fuck you. So, and then they were like, ¿Y por qué hiciste eso a tu esposa? And the cop sounded so, man, like he sees this every day. ¿Y por qué hiciste eso a tu esposa? Dice que a tu esposa, porque le mataste. Like, you know, some serious
like
shit. I'm like, damn, nigga, you see this every day? Like, you're
Yeah.
you're not like shook by it.
No, they be killing people
And then
like
that's
some vicious way.
my
man.
wife informed me, and she's like, yo, another one. But but nah, this girl looked OD. Like, it looked like you could buy her by a pound
Oh
and
my
make beef patties and shit.
God.
Like, you could do this to her skin and shit.
Oh.
And her hair was still intact. Like he literally carved. You see the skull, some bits of the skull coming out because he was really working at it. And he's like, we just got in an argument because she said I drink too much, and she's like, I want to kill you, and she picked up the knife, and he was like, then do it, then kill me. And she didn't do it.
So he did it instead.
And then he lost control and hit her or whatever, or sliced her, and then wanted to hide the body. And they have kids together, a 13-year-old boy. And you know, when they asked them, ¿Tienes familiares? Sí. Cabal. Mis hijos, 10 años. So I was like, damn, you had kids with this woman. You just carved their mother.
Yeah.
Like that's.
What kind of argument was this?
Yeah, I don't think.
I feel like that's jealous rage type of shit.
That's OD. I see myself doing that, but not to that level.
Yeah, no, that's some next shit.
And you literally see on the road, because cars kept running it over.
Oh, ew.
It was just like the skin and the meat just squished out. Yeah, it was bad. And they just and you see him when they arrested him, he had blood all over him. Like they caught him in the middle of carving.
Shit, that's so nasty. Like he went crazy.
Yeah, and then he just like, but he looked like so regretful. He was just like, like he really like.
Bro, like the devil possessed you.
No, that's what I was gonna tell you. I feel like he was aware of what he was doing, but he just couldn't control it. Remember how I told you, like, I'm aware I'm in this state, but I can't control it, and I had to talk myself out of it.
So maybe you never know.
Yeah. So, and I feel like when you're drunk, a lot more things go inside you than should.
That's what I'm saying. When you're vulnerable, anything takes over you.
Yeah, and then because he didn't sound cold-hearted, he didn't look like a killer. I know you can't judge a book by its cover, but I always believe the eyes tell the truth. So he really looked like, yo, I can't believe I just did that. Like that's my limits. It's wild. And there's pictures and whatever, and that I thought that was crazy.
I need to see this.
Yeah, they took it off Facebook.
Oh man.
But I'll find it. I'll send you. Like it's looked crazy. But speaking of carving bodies, Narcos 2 is out.
That transition though.
Narcos 2 is out. I'm mad excited.
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Fucking amazing. The wife is back. I think the wife was the hottest chick there of the guy. The wife just had this nice MILF shine to her. And she had a decent sized forehead. And the hoes are back there as well. It's cool. I can't wait to see it. I love that it's the same actors. It makes me believe the illusion more.
The illusion.
Yeah, it's all made up. I mean, it happened, but we're not with these guys. Diego Luna, man, just proving to the world how great of an actor this motherfucker is. I mean, I didn't really think much of him in Star Wars, but damn, I kept seeing his work. This nigga's fantastic.
I need to watch this.
Yeah, I love drug related stuff. What else happened to the world this time? Nothing crazy else happened. I'm glad your school thing is great.
Yeah, nothing crazy happened, right?
I don't think nothing. Why no moons rising? None of that shit. Damn, I can't think of. Like, it's just dumb shit. There's this dumb stuff on the news this week. There was one that says, De Blasio struggling in chopsticks in downtown. I'm like, this made it to the New York Post? Him struggling with chopsticks? You fucking bum.
Was it yesterday? I had, or maybe the day before, I had Godzilla rolls. I finally had sushi. Ever since the coronavirus, Chris hasn't let us like eat Chinese food.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that like China food?
Yeah, he hasn't let us do shit. So I finally
can't even eat a shrimp.
Yeah, basically, I was like, yo, like I want sushi. I've been craving sushi. So we went to this place that used to be Panda Cafe, but now they turned it to Anda Cafe. So they took out the P, but they still have the picture of the panda. Yeah,
I get it, because they're going extinct.
I don't know about that. But I guess they have new owners too. So I was looking at the menu and I saw they have Godzilla rolls. I was like, why is this shit Godzilla rolls?
Yeah, why are they?
They fried the sushi.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was interesting. So you eat sushi, it's cold. That shit was hot.
Damn.
Like
I think they're like coronavirus. We gotta fry this shit. No bats. The
No
Batman plate.
So
Niggas
yeah,
is
it
eating
was cool.
bats.
I was curious who said Godzilla rolls.
I see you out there like, living life more. Well, I mean, you always have, but I guess you're being more public about it. Because I always feel like when people show more, it's because they're like, all right, you know what? It's time to let these hoes know what's going on.
I mean, it's just food.
I'm living life by eating food.
Like I finally got some type of Asian food.
Damn. Nah, it's tough. I had Asian food today.
Oh yeah, I made my dad order us Chinese food.
Oh, cool.
That's it. I'm like, I'm tired, Chris. I can't. I can't do this coronavirus bullshit anymore.
And I feel like that phase is done.
Yeah.
Am I bugging? I feel like that's like over with. Like we're so over the virus.
You know, they showed statistically that the flu shot has killed more people than the coronavirus, and faster too.
My jokes have killed more people than the fucking coronavirus.
So
And
people are freaking
the energy
out for
in
no
the
reason.
room, actually.
People were freaking out for no reason.
No, they were going ham. Amazon made a whole bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas that sell masks made money.
Yo, those masks do nothing. They don't protect you.
They just make you look like a zombie doctor or some shit.
Like
Just
if
put
you had
blood
the
on
flu, they put that shit on you so you withhold your own germs.
it. It's to contain yourself.
Yeah, contain yourself. But if someone coughed around you with the coronavirus, you'll still get it. So you wasted money for no reason.
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like that phase is over. I feel like everybody's over it. Like, cause nobody's talking about it. I mean, there's still people, whatever, and they said there's around here. I feel like telling people I work to like, so the coronavirus is over, right? Like the topic is done, cause nobody's mentioned it this whole week to me. I haven't seen any more masks out there. People that bought the masks like paid fucking $20 for this shit.
Yeah, I feel bad for Asian people because I feel like people stare at them differently ever since that.
Well, I stare at them because I feel like they're like concentrate on me, but that's just how their eyes are.
Because I always remember how when the Asian guy came to my
Oh yeah, to your
store
science.
and
To your science.
to the science store, and he was just like, "Oh, you're being so nice to us." It's like, God damn, the coronavirus started and everyone mistreats you guys. Damn.
Nah, they're like, oh, they're looking excuse for be racist. No, they always have been racists. They just want to
It's
like,
just your turn.
yeah, you're just like, you're racist when like, I thought of a whole scenario in my head like today for the train. This involves racism, so this is why I'm saying it. Because there's this Chinese person on the F train that tried to go in on my way back. Like, not on my way, on our way there, in the back. And my girl was in front of me, so she couldn't see. And I was going to be like, yo, this ain't China. You can't just force yourself in. And in my mind, people were like, yo, that's man racist. Like, yo, you can't come in. This isn't China. Like, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then I was going to respond, no, because in China, they literally have officers on every door because they're jam-packed to the brim.
They have to make sure everybody fits in. Yeah.
Yeah, they literally is like, we could go one more, and there's no space. Like,
Mhm.
somebody is air surfing there. But I made up this whole scenario like, no, it's not racist. You just thought it was racist because it's a Chinese guy. But I said
Yeah.
that because in China, this literally happens. This
Mhm.
fucking, it's not like just because he's Chinese. He could have been Hispanic, and I'd be like, yo, this isn't like a freight train or some shit.
Yeah.
But I just make up these scenarios for no reason. I have no idea why I brought it up. I don't think, now that I realize it has nothing to do with race. Not that it was a waste of time.
You just try to confirm that he's not a racist.
I swear, like, no, I'm definitely, I'm racist to myself. I'm racist.
Yeah, that.
I'm a horrible person. I can't.
I remember in my class we were talking about how a lot of people apparently in my class experience this thing where if they talk their own language and not English, they get ridiculed for it. So people would be like, "Oh, you're in America, you should talk English, right?" I was the only one that was like, "Well, my shit's the other way around. I get ridiculed by Spanish people because I can't talk Spanish properly."
Go back to Elmer's
Que
hospital.
no eres hispana, que no eres latina. What? Que desgracia.
Yeah.
It's like,
My
bro,
son's gonna get that all
calm
day.
down. It's
First of
alright.
all, I'm legal. Relax.
Exactly.
Que
I'm
desgracia,
legal.
okay.
You're not.
Aw, Papi, chill. I swear you won't get those ridiculed. Actually, I can't promise you stuff like that.
Yeah, so people do that, or sometimes Spanish people when I attend them at the gift shop, they come and they're like talking amongst themselves, and then at first I talk to them and greet them in English, right? So then they're talking, and then I start talking in Spanish, and they're like, "Oh, look, she knows Spanish," and I'm just like, "What do you think I am?"
You should, but I really good.
Yeah. The
Should that-
Noel.
Yeah. Aw,
it's just
Papi
annoying.
chulo.
Wow,
Aw.
man.
And this is it, guys. Like, we just been like being parents this whole fucking week. My son is getting to the point where he's getting bored of the stuff he used to like, which is sleeping and
Yeah.
just laying around. Like, you really have to pay attention to this kid now. This is the paying attention zone of the thing.
Yeah, he wants to be more active now.
Yeah, he wants to walk. Mom's like, yo, he can't wait. Once he starts walking, andador va a ser travieso.
Mhm.
Like, and I'm like, I already know. He's going to just knock everything over.
Not every kid does that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if a kid doesn't do that, that kid is crazy. If a kid is so zen and so calm,
That was Ronnie.
I'll be oh, that nigga's a killer. He's a murderer.
Sometimes
He's a murderer.
I be thinking that on the low. Like,
He's
what if
a
he does this?
murderer. He's the next zodiac sign.
Mad chill. It was funny you mentioned that. You know those stupid Instagram things, the
Posts?
filters,
Yeah.
the filters in your stories, and I had one that was like, "Which serial killer are you?" And I came out as the Zodiac killer. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." My favorite one. We never knew who he was, but that's my favorite one.
That's probably maybe that's the thing too. That there's a mantle being passed down. Maybe that's why. That'd be kind of cool. You're the next person. I can't wait. We're actually almost out of time. Just talking about creepy stuff.
It's the best, man.
Fuck it.
There's podcasts on Spotify that you should listen to. They talk about creepy shit, or like mysteries or serial killer stuff. I love that shit.
Damn, I'm not gonna sleep today. I'm so chilled. Anywho, episode 88. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Miss. I almost said your last name. Yeah, I hope you're not scared. 'Cause I put a spell on you.
We should play that song in
And
the
now
background.
you're mine.
Yeah, hopefully you guys don't get freaked out or anything.
Nah,
or
it's just our life
nothing
experiences.
follows you. If he's there in the corner, just wave hi and then go back to bed, okay?
And then you'll never wake up. You just wake up to a smile. God, that's fucking scary. Anyways, You Go Podcast 88. Thank you so much. Thank you to the host. Thank you to the compadres here. And thank you for the iced coffee, yo. Beast.
Double T.